In the last 10 years, the US dollar lost 26% of its purchasing power, not because of bad luck, not because of a pandemic, not because of any war. It happened because of a single room in Washington, D.C., where 12 unelected people make decisions that directly control how much your paycheck is worth. And here's what nobody will tell you. It is completely 100% legal. In fact, it was designed this way. Stay with me for the next 13 minutes, because by the end of this video, you are going to understand exactly why you feel poorer, even when you are earning more, and more importantly, who benefits from it. Let me start with something you already know. You go grocery shopping. Your cart, same items, same store as last year, cost $40 more than it did 2 years ago. Your rent went up, your gas went up, your insurance doubled. You didn't change, but something did. Now, when you ask people why, they say inflation. When you ask politicians, they blame each other. Republicans blame Democrats, Democrats blame corporations, and the media picks a side. And that's where the story ends. But here's what nobody in mainstream media will actually explain to you. Inflation isn't bad luck. It is not an accident. It is a policy, a deliberate, engineered policy that has been running in plain sight since 1913. And the machine that runs it, most Americans have no idea it even exists. Here is the official story, the one you get in school, the one that CNN, Fox News, and MSNBC all somehow agree on. Then dryly, which, if you know anything about those three networks, should already be a signal. The Federal Reserve, America's central bank, was created to stabilize the economy and control inflation. That's the PR version. That's the textbook. And when inflation hit in 2021 to 2022, the official explanation was clean and simple. Too much money chasing too few goods. COVID broke supply chains. Energy went up. Prices went up. Normal economics. Nothing to see here. They're not lying. That part is true. Supply chains did break. Energy did spike. But they always, every single time, leave out one critical question. Where did all the extra money come from in the first place? Between 2020 and 2022, the United States created, and I need you to actually hear this number, $6.4 trillion. Out of nothing, the Federal Reserve printed money, bought government bonds, and pumped that cash directly into the financial system. This process is called quantitative easing, which sounds intentionally boring, which is exactly why most people switch off when it's mentioned. Stay with me, because I'm going to explain it in 2 minutes. Build intention, and it will make you angry. Imagine you and 9 friends are playing Monopoly. Everyone has their fair share of money. The board is balanced. The game is fair. Now imagine the banker, while everyone is looking the other way, secretly doubles their own stack of money. Suddenly, all the properties cost more. Your rent just doubled, not because the properties changed, but because there is more money in the game now. That is exactly what quantitative easing does to the real economy. The Federal Reserve creates new money. That money flows first, immediately, to banks and financial institutions, to Wall Street, not to you. By the time it trickles down to regular Americans, all it's done is made everything more expensive. The people at the top got the new money first. You got the higher prices. This is called the Cantillon effect, an economic principle discovered in the 1700s, named after economist Richard Cantillon, that describes how newly created money benefits those closest to its source and harms those furthest from it. The banks win, Wall Street wins, and slowly, quietly, systematically, you lose. Now let me show you the receipts. Not theory, documented, verified, public record. Fact 1. In 2020, the M2 money supply, the total amount of dollars in circulation, increased by 26% in a single year. That had never happened in American history. Never. In the entire 247-year history of this country. Fact 2. In that same year, while millions of Americans lost their jobs, the S&P 500 went up 28%, record highs, during a global pandemic. Ask yourself how. The Federal Reserve pumped new money into financial markets. Markets went up. And who owns the markets? Fact 3. The top 1% of Americans own 54% of all stocks. When the Federal Reserve saves the economy by buying financial assets, it is by pure mathematical design transferring wealth upward, not downward. Now, and fact 4, the one that should keep you up at night. The U.S. national debt in 2026 has crossed $36 trillion. At current interest rates, the United States government pays just in interest on that debt, not even paying it down, just the interest, over $1 trillion per year. That is more than the entire U.S. military budget. And that interest, it gets paid through your taxes every single year. There is one more thing, something that almost never gets reported. The Federal Reserve is not a government agency. It is a private institution. Its shareholders are private banks. It was created by Congress in 1913 after a secret meeting on Jekyll Island, Georgia, where the participants traveled under fake names to avoid press attention. I'm not speculating. This is in the congressional record. This is documented American history. Now, here is where I give you my take, and you can agree or disagree. That is the whole point of this channel. I am not saying this is some shadow government conspiracy. I'm not saying there is a group of people sitting in a room laughing at you. What I'm saying is something arguably worse. This is a system that was designed with full legal authority to operate in your blind spot. It does not need to be hidden because it is legal. It does not need to be secret because it is boring. And the people who benefit from it have every incentive, every dollar of incentive, to keep it that way. The Federal Reserve has never been audited. A 2012 bill introduced by Congressman Ron Paul to audit the Fed passed the House with bipartisan support and was never brought to a vote in the Senate. In 2021, a similar bill never made it to committee. When was the last time you heard that on the news? Here is my honest belief, and I am saying this directly to you. The greatest trick ever pulled on the American middle class was convincing them that their financial decline was their own fault, that they didn't save enough, didn't budget well enough, didn't work hard enough, while the real mechanism, the one hiding inside the dry language of central banking policy, ran quietly in the background. You didn't lose ground because you failed. You lost ground because the ground was moving. So what do you actually do with this information? First, understand it. Share this video with one person who thinks inflation is just about corporate greed. What's actually happening is more important and more solvable than pointing fingers at supermarkets. Second, follow the money, not what politicians say in speeches. Look at who benefits from Federal Reserve policy decisions. Look at who lobbies Congress on monetary policy. Follow the capital flows, not the sound bites. Don't go anywhere. Hit subscribe and join the journey. Creating these takes a lot of effort, and your support helps me bring even more of this content to life. I'm Signal Break. This is what the news looks like when the signal isn't broken.